All right, and welcome
Yay!
to Jody Day.
Jody Day.
Jody Day. Why did I lose a like in the intro? What's up?
What?
I
Did...
lost a like in the intro. Apparently, they don't
Oh,
like my
this
intro.
is going to be a great day. What happened? I don't know.
But welcome to the joint MLS and Nicholas Starov Trial Watch Jody Day. If
Yeah.
you guys are new here, we dual stream on both of our channels every Saturday at noon and 6 p.m. Swedish time, and Tuesdays at noon, 6 p.m. Swedish time. And we have sort of a little battle, which I really need your help to win this time because Nick's been winning the
What?
likes.
You won last time?
Did I? I might
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
But just come over to
I
my
was
channel anyways and give me a like and forget about Nick's.
no. Dave needs a lesson in humidity. No, humidity.
Humility. Yeah,
Yeah.
humility.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
what I
yeah.
need?
Humidity as well. And
Humidity.
so we have who has the most likes, who has the most membership gifting,
Yep.
and who has the most super chats. So yeah, and I think in the grand total, I think we're close to a draw,
We are
and
pretty
that's
much
not good.
close to a draw.
Mm,
Because if we rank them all together like that,
mm.
I think we've gotten a draw most of the time.
Yeah, that's not good. I Dave's American. He's competitive. I'm Swedish, and
You just
we
roll
win.
over and show your belly.
We win all the time. So we need you in the chat to really point at me and says this guy, that guy, yeah, like
Hey,
him, this guy.
Jungle Jungle Minx, Fedorowski. I know I say your name wrong, but welcome. Oh, Pixie's in here. We got
Hey,
Christine, Tia Nina. Hello, everybody.
yeah,
Welcome. Oh, and
Jody Arias, Jonathan, 20th century, and Honey. Hey, Honey.
we also have Vielhammer Media, who we are covering this trial with his stream.
Hmm.
So he does great audio work. His channel is linked in the description. I highly recommend you all go sub to him. He's
Yeah.
remastered audio on a lot of cases. We're
Hmm.
using his Jody Arias remastering
Hmm.
for these streams. We have been for the last several weeks. They've been so
Yeah,
much better.
and he is a magician. That's simply it. But so many trials this year, the sound has been absolute crap. And Vielhammer somehow, with magic, makes sound go from completely useless to at least bearable, and so we can actually listen to what they say in court. Now,
Mhm.
Jody's trial was decent, but all of a sudden, it's great. And yeah, it's magic. So everybody go to Vielhammer Media and give him a sub and a
I'm
view,
a
maybe.
I am a moderator on Nicholas's channel. I might have to time out Jonathan. Just letting you know.
What? What? No, 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 no. Oh yeah.
Did Flux rate us already? Is she done already?
Oh,
Maybe.
thank you, thank you.
Very cool.
Where did
Well,
she send? Did it? Oh, she sent them to you.
well, of course. I mean, I'm the one that I have the biggest tower in her Minecraft. By the way, I am the biggest. Just so you
That's just because I don't play Minecraft. I just have a big tower. Yeah. Dun,
the
dun,
Attic
dun.
Dweller only fan case. There's a lot of cases out there that need a lot of work.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
crazy case.
yeah. I mean that. What we called it? They called it the OnlyFans stalker trial or something.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, that's the one that we watched from back to
Oh
beginning.
yeah, that's right. We watched it backwards. That was a really interesting way to watch it. You guys
Yeah.
should check that out because Nicholas streamed it with the closing arguments first, and
Yeah.
then watched every day backwards. And it
In
was really
reverse.
interesting to see. Yeah, it was really interesting to see how the trial developed.
Yeah. First, you heard the closing arguments. Okay, that is what they think they actually. No, we heard the verdict first, then the closing arguments. Okay, why did the closing argument and the verdict differ so much? What happened during the trial?
Oh yes,
And
yes.
then, okay, so what did the prosecution? What didn't they do to reach their goal to to a conviction on all the counts? And the trial was so weird that the stalker, the attic dwelling stalker, was the sympathetic one.
Yeah, he was. He was extremely sympathetic throughout the case. I mean, did it kind of like Jody, right? You can kind of empathize with Jody with this horrible human being a little bit, but did it still justify him moving into her attic? And probably not. Just ordering in from her attic.
Yeah.
But still, you could definitely
Peeing in
empathize with her.
Yeah. And but she was so unsympathetic the way the OnlyFans stalker girl, because Jesus Christ, she led him on.
Not at all. I do feel for him. I mean, when we talk about
but the sentencing was probably the lenient, the most lenient he could have gotten out of that conviction.
Didn't he just get probation, right?
Yeah, he just went time served or something like that, direct to probation, but with a mandatory therapy and ankle bracelet and everything.
Probably a good idea that he gets therapy.
Yeah.
But no, that was an interesting case. That was a very interesting case. And apparently, Jung has reached out to Vielhammer about remastering that audio, and maybe Salvador's going to cover that case as well.
Yeah.
It's a good case.
Yeah.
I still believe I can fix it. He was just kind of a helpless, sweet guy living with his mommy, using her credit cards to pay the victim.
No male, no real male. Nobody to look up to.
No male influence in his life or anything like that.
Yeah. And
speaking of men in their lives,
men inside her life as well, and
inside her, all sorts of different ways. But so to catch everybody up, just kind of where we are. This is Jody's like 5th day on the stand. She's talking a lot about her exes, all the men in her life. Talked a lot about her abuse. Right, abuse from Travis Alexander.
Yeah, alleged abuse, because none of what she said about Travis was in evidence, more or less. I mean, they had some phone calls and text, and he called her a bunch of things, but coincidentally, a lot of the things she might have done, not found. And stuff like that. So
so her alleged abuse from Travis, and we've gotten up to on Tuesday. It was a shorter stream on Tuesday, but we did get the day of that she was supposed to be going to Utah. She took a little detour to Arizona, as one does sometimes when traveling to Utah. The morning of, or that day when she got there, he was playing on his computer. She didn't stab him at that point. That was a direct question from her attorney. And then, they did the physical things. And
so you went in there? Yes. Did you stab him then? No.
Such a stupid question. So now we're to the next day. So they've woken up. They've engaged in recreational activities again. Yeah. And I think we're to the point where Travis is getting in the shower. So this is the day. This is the moment that she unalives him. Her defense is self-defense. She's not saying that she did not stabby, shooty him. But I'm very curious to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
Oh, look at everybody new coming in. I see you all.
Hey.
And Aries. But welcome, everybody. Welcome. Don't forget to get a thumbs up over on my side. If you're watching on Nicholas's channel, it's the link at the top of the chat. You can just jump over and give me a like. Donate members if you want, or super chat if you're so inclined. And you can do it more on my side, just for today. Just for today.
Don't beg, Dave. It doesn't suit you.
I'm just giving them an option. That's all. It's just an option. All right, we got the volume up here. We should be good to go. We have
Vielhammer made a drawing of Jody.
Nice.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Oh,
horizontal refreshment. Yes, that's what it is. But she's so it was, and she even says the words. Well, it was just vanilla sex, just vanilla. This woman.
Yeah.
What was the plan with these photographs? Were they to be kept? Would they be deleted? What was the plan?
Oh yeah, they were.
I want to take them.
Sorry, I did forget to mention. She was talking about all the photographs. So all those photographs that if you want to see, are in my Discord.
Yeah, all the photographs that she took and then tried to delete by putting the camera in the washer.
Yes, yeah, which was sure that seems to work.
And then she forgot the camera. This is so, yeah.
Brandon's having issues this morning, it looks like, but we're glad you're here anyways.
Hey, Brandon.
Them and then delete them.
There were a few other photographs.
Yeah, the big 3000.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm at 3100.
167.
3100.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a Jody Arias reference, but
So let me draw your attention in time to exhibit 166.
Sorry.
I know, who doesn't put the camera in the washer?
Can you explain
the pictures?
What was happening when this photograph was taken?
Yes, he wanted to get a picture of us having sex without somebody holding the camera. So he told me to put it on the timer. And I was trying to figure out the timer and I couldn't figure it out. And he said, just figure it out. It was sitting on the nightstand next to the bed.
Okay. So what you're telling us is you were trying to set the timer and it went off inadvertently? Or when you weren't expecting it, I guess?
Right.
Okay.
Where are those pictures? We didn't see those pictures.
No.
She said she deleted them.
Looks like it's a couple
They successfully
minutes later.
were washed out.
Was this another attempt to photograph the two of you having sex?
I can't remember if we were trying to get the timer for the photo or if we were trying to do a video or what.
Okay.
Ooh, they did videos too.
You mentioned trying to do a video.
I might have to send the quarter a request for these documents.
Was there contemplation
Can
of
you
you,
describe
Mr.
these
Alexander,
videos in detail, Miss Harris?
making a video that day?
Yes.
Is anyone buying her innocent, meek look right now?
A video of what?
A video of us having sex.
I mean, ladies, I mean, if Jody Arias was out and about today, she'd be on
When you
OnlyFans.
went
Yeah.
to Mesa, Mr. Alexander's home, did you do so with the intent of making a sex video with him?
No,
She looks embarrassed. She does look embarrassed.
Was it your idea or Mr. Alexander's idea to make this
Hi,
video?
Christine.
it was his idea.
Christine, thank you for the 199 super chat. You didn't have to do that. You do the best streams ever, David. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do the best streams, especially the Jody Arias streams. But thank you very much.
And if you super chat at my
To your
end, I will do a
knowledge,
drink. I'll drink for it.
I'll just read whatever you say in the super chats.
was that video ever made?
Yes. I think we used my Olympus.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
I had an Olympus camera that I'd had for a few years. We took it on all our trips. It had video on it. I think we ended up using my camera because we couldn't figure out the video on his.
I know.
or the
There
timers.
was like a breath he took on Tuesday. There's like, I know what you do next. It was just so creepy the way he said it.
And how do you know that video was made? Did you
We
make
reviewed-
it? Did you watch it?
We reviewed it, I believe, and then deleted it.
You deleted it that day?
Yes.
How convenient.
Mm-hmm. He made me take a video.
After, well, we just saw the pictures where you were attempting to take photographs or take a video of you having sex. Was this video you made of the two of you having sex, was this directly after the pictures we just saw of Mr. Alexander?
I'm sorry, will you repeat that?
Sure.
Brandon, let's go with the $4.99 super chat. If anyone sees MG today, feel free to remind him that he got worked over last night while billing $600 an hour. I will definitely do that. I feel like I did see him for a minute, but I think he went back to sleep.
Mm.
But thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Brandon.
Yeah, he was at Jeff's stream for a bit.
Yeah, and then he went over to Experts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went over to Experts, and then everyone was bouncing around all last night. There was like 5 streams to try to follow. Everyone was everywhere. It was a good time. It's not subscription. You are not a member yet. It's a member thing. So if one of the mods could put in the chat a link to become a member, that would be great. So she can.
Yeah.
become
And yeah, I think my moderators already do that.
Yeah, your moderators are on top of things.
Yeah.
It's good to see Gigi back too. I don't know if she's in right now, but I saw her the other day. That was nice.
Yeah. She's feeling. She says she's feeling a bit better, but she. Just a reminder that my moderator Gigi is ill, and she needs your thoughts, your prayers, if you have any to spare.
Yes.
She really needs it. So if you wouldn't mind, just send her good thoughts. Thank you.
We just saw the pictures of Mr. Alexander lying on the bed. You recall that?
Yes.
And you said you were trying to make a video with his camera. You end up making one with your camera, right?
I think
Okay.
I had my camera too.
And what I was asking is, did that come directly after or minutes after the pictures we just saw?
It was around the same time.
Okay.
It was
So
her
after the
camera.
pictures we just saw, Mr. Alexander, what you're telling us then is that the two of you did have sexual intercourse, right?
Yes.
It was her hammer, or her hammer. God. It was her. I was looking at Vielhammer. It was her camera that was in the washing machine, but she's saying that Travis also took pictures with his camera. I don't think we saw any pictures from that.
No.
Nope.
I don't
Yours?
even think we got his his supposed camera in evidence at all.
No, I don't think we did it. This is the first I'm ever hearing that he had a camera that he was taking pictures. This is your super chat, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, Baker. Where can I see videos of the Smecks asking for a friend in Arizona? Well, Salbert can.
Salbert is driving to the court right now as we speak to go get them. We'll coordinate. We're gonna get these. If there's videos that exist and other pictures, they will be in my Discord as soon as they can be ascertained from the court.
I'm looking at my pop-out chat here, and there's some kind of Oh, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can.
Let's celebrate their 5th super on live stream. Oh, so Baker's giving you 5 super chats?
I don't know if it is his 5th to me or 5th in total.
That's weird.
Yeah, I haven't seen that feature before.
Yeah, I'm just noticing.
Yeah, but yes, let's celebrate Baker, and the rest of you try to get there too on my chat in my in my end of the stream.
Yeah.
Let's see how we can celebrate you giving me your super chats.
I need $87 in super chats because of yesterday.
And you described it earlier as this plain old vanilla sex, but it was more than that, wasn't it? Because you were videotaping it, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Was it more than vanilla sex
So
if you're
after-
videotaping it? Is that that's a fundamental question,
You and
right?
Mr.
It's like
Alec-
a tree falls
Let
in the
me ask you
woods
this.
kind of question.
The photographs show that all this occurred about 1:32 in the afternoon on the 4th. Did you have an understanding at that point in time whether any of Mr. Alexander's roommates
Hey, MG
were-
Law is here.
Hey, is he still intoxicated?
My understanding was that nobody was home during that part of the day.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up, Ms.
Sorry.
Arias.
My understanding was that nobody was home during that part of the day.
Okay.
The roommates were out of town, I believe, at the time.
Yeah.
So after the two of you have sex that afternoon,
Hello.
well, let me just verify this. When you have sex that afternoon around 1:45, where do you have sex?
On
In
his
the
bed.
butt.
After you have sex on his bed, what do you do next?
I think we watched the video, then deleted it, and then shortly thereafter, I got in the shower.
The question is, Jamie, does videotaping it turn it from vanilla sex to something else?
Okay. When you're taking
It's
a
just
shower,
boring. Yeah, that's
is
right. This
Mr. Alexander
woman
with
is
you,
so
or do you know
boring.
where he is?
He's downstairs somewhere, I believe.
Okay. After you take your shower, what do you do?
Yeah, he still has his funeral clothes on this
I
morning.
get dressed and starting to get ready to hit the road.
What does starting to get ready to hit the road mean?
Just, I don't know, just getting ready, getting dressed.
Were
Combing
you
my
already
hair.
packed? Did you need to pack?
I hadn't really unpacked much, just some pajamas, and then I changed my clothes.
Broken Baker with the 50 Danish, what is it, crowns? I don't even know what they call them.
Yeah.
Can you give me advice? Is the timer or a friend holding the camera best for vanilla smexies? Asking for a friend in Denmark. Well, if we go by the
Matt,
Provo push idea, right? Then you always want a third. You know, you need a third available. What were you saying, sir?
Well, Jody always needs a third.
At one point, the luggage went back in the car. I don't remember precisely when.
Okay. And while you were doing this, when you're doing the things that you needed to do to get ready to leave, to your understanding, where was Mr. Alexander?
First in the kitchen, and then he was in his office.
Where was the first place?
The
Jody?
kitchen first, and
Okay.
then his office.
When you left, you came downstairs and you were putting your luggage back in your car. If you know, where was his bedding? His sheets?
At that point, they were in the washing machine.
Do you know how they got there?
I can't remember who put them in, but I probably did.
Okay. And this was after the two of you had sex?
It would have been after. We typically wash the sheets afterward.
Okay.
Sure you did. Sure you did.
You
So
just
you
have to come
say
to
you're
Michigan,
packing-
Baker. Jamie's ready.
Your luggage, or you've packed your luggage in your car and you're getting ready to leave. Do you remember about what time of the day that this was? You were packing your car, getting ready to leave.
I don't. It was after that. It was after 2, I'm sure, but I don't remember the exact time.
It's after F. Oh, it was after
your
2.
car's packed and you're ready to go, you said you're dressed. Do you recall what you were wearing?
Nothing.
No,
Track pants. Track
I don't
pants
remember
with a zipper in the
exactly.
back.
He was wearing a tank top and some pants.
Okay.
Were they track pants with a stripe and a zipper? This woman took
So you
pictures
got
of
your
herself
car
in the
packed
act.
and you're ready to leave. What happens
Accidentally.
next?
I went into the office just to chill with him for a couple minutes. I had CDs that he wanted, had been asking for a while. I kept forgetting to give to him. They were hanging out in my briefcase for months and months.
Are these music CDs, photo CDs? What are
They have pictures on them of our trips that we've taken together.
they? Okay.
It's like
And
a text
so
message today.
you're in the office and you're showing him these, or just describe for us what's going on?
I got the CDs out. They looked pretty scratched, which he noticed and got upset about because it was my fault that they were scratched. So he put them in his CD drive, and he was having a hard time bringing up the disk drive on his computer.
You
He
got
said it
mad
had a
at him.
virus. He just had a hard time bringing up the CD for a minute. It kept clicking around. The screensaver, when it would go to the screensaver, it was a bunch of little bugs eating up his screen.
Where were you when he was looking at these CDs?
I was laying on the floor next to his chair with Napoleon.
So you could see his computer screen, but you were on the floor.
Yeah, I could see it if I looked. I was just laying on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when
she's
he's
just
looking
making
at these
stuff up.
CDs, they're not working. You're on the floor with Napoleon. What happens next?
This is her
He finally
fourth
gets, somehow he was
explanation of
able to
events,
bring up.
isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because all
Yeah.
this is left out. So, yeah, this is her 4th iteration of the events. Exactly.
Yeah, we started out with not being there.
Yep.
Then
I was in Utah.
she was, yeah. Then she was there. Then she saw everything go down by the ninjas, the masked people who killed Travis but spared her life. because that's what ninjas are famous for, is leaving witnesses. And now we are hearing her fourth, where self-defense.
Yeah, this is her fourth story.
The CD
I
on
like the
his
ninja
screen.
story the best, though.
And
Yeah.
most of the images came up as little gray squares instead
Probably
of
the most
photos.
believable of everything.
And probably because the
Probably.
file was, well, the CD was scratched. I assume that's why they were like that.
You said they came up as what?
They were, where the thumbnail would be, it was just like a medium to light gray square or
Okay.
rectangle or whatever.
Okay. So just continue what happened. What was he doing?
He popped that CD out and
It's a question
then he
we've been
tried the other
asking.
one. And
It's a question we've been asking this entire time.
Yeah.
Is why she left the camera behind. If she didn't leave the camera behind, she might have been a suspect, but I don't know if she would have actually been charged.
No, because more or less nobody could actually pinpoint her to that area at all.
Until there was camera with metadata saying she was there on the date, pictures
Yeah.
of her on the date, you know.
Yeah.
That's
And-
how you get caught. Stupid things.
Yeah. And one theory could be that she did not expect this amount of blood. And that he was beginning to walking around and fighting back and blood everywhere.
Well,
And
what's interesting too is the state says, and I believe them, that she stole her grandparents' gun and brought it with her.
Yeah.
With the intent of killing him. And but she didn't use it. I mean, she did at the end, but she did all kinds of stabbies first.
Because human beings are extremely resilient. The human body does not want to die. So even with all the stabby thingies, we don't know in what order everything happened. With a stab in the back, stab in the front, almost decapitating him, and then shot in the head. I mean, we don't know what actually happened but the human body really wants to live. So him walking around with stab wounds everywhere, I can't say it's common or uncommon, just that the human body does not want to die.
Well, and this woman is naive about absolutely everything, and probably was naive about that too.
Yeah.
he's mad by now because if I would have given them to him a long time ago, like I was supposed to, then they wouldn't have been scratched. So he puts that CD in and tries to bring it up too, and the same thing happens.
No, all the
There are a bunch
details
of
all of a sudden again.
files that
Yep.
don't come up.
Unnecessary
The images
details.
don't, and they're just gray.
You were saying he was getting mad. Without telling us anything he said, how were you assessing that he was angry?
His tone had changed, his demeanor had changed, his movements and body language had changed.
You saw, at this point, you saw signs of anger.
45
Yes.
watching my stream and only
Yes.
34 likes. Come on. You gotta like a little more.
And based on your experience with Mr. Alexander, you had seen those signs before, hadn't you?
Look,
Yes.
I have 41 likes.
I know. I see.
Yeah, but you have more super chats than I do.
How were you feeling
That's unfair.
laying there on the floor, watching his anger rise?
Apprehensive.
Apprehensive. That's the word she chooses.
Did you get up and run out of the room?
No, I laid there for a little while, and while he was doing this, and then
So you're apprehensive,
He-
but you're not leaving.
opened the CD, the disc, and he picked it up and he flung it at the wall, and it ricocheted
I
off the
don't
wall and
remember-
rolled off the desk
Hey,
and
Corn Pope.
landed on my head and hit the carpet.
Don't forget to jump over to my side and give me a little like.
Miss
Tickle
Arias,
the like button a little bit.
wanna get a
You're
good
welcome.
I don't
sense.
remember a CD DVD disc
Where you
being found at
were.
the crime scene? Do you?
No, they didn't talk about it. One of those, but apparently
he's-
it didn't work anyways.
Yeah.
But these were supposed to be pictures of the prior trips, right? Because so
Yeah.
her story is that she made a mixtape, if you will, of photographs from their prior trips, burned it onto a CD of some sort, and was supposed to give it to Travis. And she waited like months because they were on a break, I guess. And by the time she brought it, it had been sliding around her car and it was all damaged and they couldn't read the disc. And so none of the pictures were available. And he cared so much for Jody. He really wanted those pictures. He was so angry about it that he started attacking her. That's her story, right? So that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about. Is the prosecution just letting him lead her? Yes. There's been really no objections to leading unless it's something critical. But I feel like nothing is really hurting the prosecution.
No.
Plus, there might have been a motion in chambers or something to treat her as a hostile witness, meaning he can lead her, because when he asks, there have been some objections to like non-responsive. The judge has specifically addressed Jody at one point when she first, like on day 3, when she first sat down in the morning. Listen to the question and answer the question only. And answer the question, period, actually, was the direction. And this is on direct from her attorney. So it's clear that there's not a good relationship between the client and the attorney. And there might have been a discussion about that in chambers. And defense counsel said, can I lead her a little bit so that we don't ask a question that deserves a yes or a no, and she goes on a tirade. So that might have been discussed. And Brandon, while I'm here, and pause for a second with the 499 super chat. Well, this is America. We don't widely subscribe to communism and labor unions. So yes, life is not fair. Not sure what that's in reference to, but thank you for the 499 super chat.
Well, American labor unions are sprung out of socialism and communism, the more revolutionary part, while European labor unions are sprung out of social democrats, which are the non-revolutionary part of socialism. So that's a huge difference between the American labor unions and the European labor unions.
You know what I should do? I should reserve Jody's legs if I get enough super chats. I'll think about that for a minute.
Oh, blackmailing?
At this point in time,
Oh.
so again,
if you want Jody's legs,
what's been marked as exhibit.
Yeah, another $20 in
36.
super chats. I'll bring up Jody's legs.
Ms. Arias, is the area in which you were laying, is that depicted in this photograph?
I see.
Not really.
Okay. Let me show you. Exhibit 40. Does that depict the area which you were laying?
It was on the other side of the desk where the shadow is. I was laying parallel to the wall.
Parallel to the wall on the
Yes.
other side?
How did he get naked in
Yes.
the
Or on
shower?
this side? Okay.
On against that wall, sort of against the wall. I wasn't touching the wall, but I
You
was.
say that wall, could you point to where you're meaning? Is it visible?
Yes, the wall there with the outlet or whatever that thing is.
Okay. So you were laying at the, near the outlet?
Yes, my head was more toward the desk and my feet were toward the door.
Okay. So you mentioned that he throws this CD that rolls around.
If he
and
doesn't
rolls
like her, why
towards
does
you.
he
Is
want
that
the
right?
pictures?
Yeah.
Yes, it rolled off the desk and landed on me.
Okay. Were you then seeing more signs of anger at that point in time?
Yes,
Were you still apprehensive, or did apprehension move to something more when you saw more signs of anger?
Yes, it moved to more.
How would you describe that feeling?
20th Century Fox with 199 super chat. Short on my car payment, but I'm community minded. Thank you very much for the 199 super chat. We need $18 to go when we get Jody's legs.
What am I? Chopped liver? Get over
I'm worried
here.
because I feel like the trip had gone pretty well at that point, and now he's going to get
Look at that.
angry,
Got a
or
gifted
I've done
membership.
something stupid again, and he, like, the
What
whole
did I
trip is going to
do?
get ruined. And also, I know he's getting angry because
Sad
Napoleon
Viking.
got up and left the room, and he always leaves the room when Travis gets mad.
Kim Walker
What
was
do you mean
gifted
by
a
that?
membership, by the way. Kim Walker. So welcome. And was it Jennifer that was asking about memberships earlier? Hopefully you figured out a way to become a member. But click on the membership tab. It takes you to my Discord where we have all of our member content, including the photos of all of Jody. Oh, look at that. That's for you, Nick.
You made a comment that
That
the
brings
whole
us to
trip
20.
would be ruined. What do you mean by that?
It was supposed to just be a fun trip for us.
That brings us to 25
hang
more
out,
dollars,
kind of
more
like old
dollars in
times,
super
just get along.
chats, and I will take a shot.
Just relax. And everything was going fine, and then the CDs were scratched.
Okay. So the CD rolls near you. Are you at this point in time fearing that he's going to be physically aggressive with you?
I don't know that I was consciously thinking of that, but I remember just being a little more tense.
After this CD rolls by you, what happened next?
After this
I
CD
stood
rolls
up.
by you.
And I went.
Yeah,
to
he
walk
throws
over
the
to him
CD and she
Yeah.
talked in great detail about how it like rolled around and did this, like so much freaking detail.
Was she surprised on how dirty the carpet was?
I don't know. Yes, and her dog stepped on a bee and she was on the couch, then on the floor.
rub
And
his back or
shat on the
something, just
bed.
to make sure he was okay, and let him know that I still had the pictures on my other drive, my ACOM data drive, but I couldn't access them because that drive was not working at that time. But they were still there, I assumed, and that I would get them for him. And I was gonna apologize, and he had stood up, and the chair got pushed to the side, and he spun me around and bent me over the desk and pressed up against me.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
I don't know. We have to ask a few dogs.
Yeah.
Showing you again what's been marked as Exhibit 40.
Hey, yo, Bobby.
Can you
You're in the wrong
see
chat.
this area here where my finger's pointing?
Yes,
Is that his chair?
yes.
Okay. So when you said, and I know there's various desks in his office, but when you said you went around his desk, were we talking about this item here?
Yes, I was on the other side.
Okay. And you said he grabbed you.
Yes.
Where did he grab you?
This deserves to be read aloud. Oh, line read. So she's telling us that his slow burn, which ultimately ended with him being unalived, was over a CD being scratched. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Yes, that's what she's saying right now.
Yeah.
On the upper arms, and he spun me around and then grabbed my right arm.
When
Did he
Chef
grab
Barry,
both your arms?
link on top of chat. In my chat, link to David's is up on top of the chat, and my link in Dave's chat is on top of the chat.
Yep, both on both. Both pin chats. You guys could jump back and forth. You won't miss a thing because we are dual streaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the time he grabbed both your arms, could you see his face?
Yes.
Did you see anger in his eyes?
He had you bent over
he
the
looked
desk,
pissed
but you
off.
could still see his face.
You scared he was going to hit you?
I wasn't thinking of that. He'd only done that one time, so I was scared he was going to throw me or something. He'd done before.
New Matchbox 20 CD.
So you say he grabbed your arm and spun you around, right?
Yes.
Spun you around where?
Right on the desk.
Point to it.
We were standing right about here.
Okay. Now I want to clarify something because you said he had only hit you one time at that point. But earlier we heard about him smacking you in the face and him kicking you. Right?
Right.
When you say he only hit you one time, but then what are you referring to?
His hands.
Okay. His hand to your face, to your body, is that what you're saying?
To my body. He didn't hit me in the face.
Okay.
We have a very active chat. That is
Just in the side of the cheek, right?
Near the face.
Near the face. Okay.
Hey, Arto. Welcome.
All right.
Hyvä.
So he grabs you, he has a hold of you in this area here. You said he grabs your arm, one of your arms, and spins you
Hyvä,
around?
Suomi.
He grabbed both of my arms, spun me around, and then grabbed my right arm and twisted it behind my back.
When you say behind your back, did it hurt?
I don't remember
Objection,
feeling
lady.
pain.
Did you feel like you could have just walked away?
Not in that particular moment, no.
Why not?
He was leaning his whole body against me, and he was kind of heavy.
And he was what?
Kind of heavy.
I agree.
Did you say anything? Tell him to stop, knock it off?
No.
It sounds like
Why not?
foreplay. It kind of does. Sounds like her first time with him too.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make him even more pissed off. He was,
So objecting, your feeling at that time was objecting to what he was doing to you would have pissed him off first.
I feel like the leading is getting more and more
it was
predominant.
possible.
Too.
Usually when I went along with what he did,
Yeah.
he would settle down faster.
Going along with what he did, what he wanted to do, calmed him down. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, that or groveling or something. He would
Okay,
get less angry quicker.
Thank you, Brandon.
okay.
I think I maxed the entire collective out. What did you do last night?
Well, based on what he did, I guess we can define what he wanted to do. What did he do when he had your arm behind your back?
He pressed his groin up against my butt.
Again, sounds like her first time with him.
Were you facing in the direction
Yeah,
of this
the
desk
first
or
time in the
against
car.
desk in the back wall when he did this?
I was facing,
Oh, I was thinking the evening after the baptism.
Oh, evening after the baptism, yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
Sounds very similar.
Mhm.
first way you pointed.
Okay. You were facing the desk.
Yeah, I was bent over the other side of the desk facing that way.
Okay.
Ah,
So you were
it's
bent
my
over
panel.
this side of the desk, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you said his groin
Tell you what, Farrell, you drop a 50 super chat on my end, and I'll remove myself from the panel.
area was pressed up against your buttocks, right?
Yes.
That's almost worth
Were
it.
you wearing clothes?
Yes.
Was he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Yes, she absolutely did like it.
You mentioned that you were bent over this desk. How did that happen? Did he push you down or what? How did you get into that position?
Yeah, he had my right arm and bent me over.
So I want to say this. So what I think happened. So they broke up, kind of sort of. Travis didn't want anything to do with her. He wanted to find a nice, wholesome Mormon girl, and he had plans on taking one on a trip that originally Jody thought she was going on. And Travis said, no, I'm going to take so-and-so with me instead. I think this was Jody's attempt to try to get back with him and say, oh, you take me on the trip, we'll get back together. And when he said, finally, hey, I like your holes, but I'm not taking you on the trip. I'm going to take that other woman. I can't remember her name. That's when she went all stabby. That's what I think really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Was he saying anything to you?
and,
Was he telling you to do a particular?
Arto, last night on Jeff's stream, I might have said that if I get to $10,000 in super chats in one sitting, I will do a stream in a pink bikini.
Well, that seems like a lofty goal, but I think doable. So that might actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, if I get to say 100,000 subs or above that, that's not out of the question, because I know that I think Joe did it one night when he actually grifted.
Yeah, he did.
Or if it was, yeah.
No, Joe did it. Yeah, Joe got it on one stream. I can't remember. So it's doable.
Yeah.
It's definitely doable.
Particular thing?
So promote me if you want to see
I
me.
don't recall him saying.
I so want to see that. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Can we do it in December?
What he said, if he said anything.
Okay. So when you're in this position, what happens next?
Well, he kind of does a few thrusts briefly, and then he starts pulling my pants down.
What was the first part of your answer?
He does
He thrusted a few times and then started pulling my pants down.
He dry
Thrusted
humped
a few
her.
times.
Dry humped her. This is
What do you
apparently a
mean
big
by
Mormon thing.
thrusted?
He pressed his groin against me.
Okay. Against your buttocks.
Yes.
Based on that
Thank you,
movement,
Swept. That gets us to $13 more to me drinking a shot.
Oh.
did you believe that he wanted to have sex with you again?
Yes. I could feel that he had an erection.
Okay.
What did it feel like?
At that point
And is
in
that when you
time,
stabbed him? Right? Yeah, that's the
did
question.
you
that is
want
coming
to
up.
have sex with Mr. Alexander?
Is that the time that he stabbed you?
Well, yeah, actually I did. It was better than him getting mad. I was actually relieved.
Relieved. And it was better than him being mad.
This is the second time
What do
she's
you mean by
testified that
that?
she gave him sex so that he wouldn't get mad.
Because typically when he had sex, it was his way of de-stressing, to use his term, and then he was calmed down after that.
You said you were relieved to find out that he just wanted sex. In your mind, what was the more damning alternative? What was the more concerning alternative to just having sex?
I didn't want his anger to escalate to the levels that it had in the past.
What do you mean by levels it had in the past?
His temper,
Oh,
his outbursts,
what 50?
By outbursts, do you mean
I
physical
don't have a
outbursts?
50.
physical, or just screaming either.
Oh, that's $5. That was 50 Danish.
So
Yeah,
you
50
submit
Danish.
to this sexual intercourse
No,
as an alternative
pledge-
to
pledges
His-
doesn't count.
I will pledge $10,000. Yes.
wrath or anger. Is that right?
That would be accurate, yes.
Okay.
And thank you for being a member for a month.
So after he thrusts against you, based on what you told us before, you don't say, no, don't do this, right?
No, I didn't object.
What did he then do?
We had sex again.
Did he remove your pants? Did you remove your pants?
He just got him down, like, just past my butt. I don't know. I didn't have, like, jeans or anything on.
Okay.
What'd you have
No.
on? She's gonna say she's got track pants with a stripe and a zipper.
Yeah.
Does he ejaculate?
Yes,
Where?
on my back. My lower back.
What's that?
On my lower back.
Well, because it was the day that she unalived her boyfriend. I would kind of
Yeah.
remember that day.
You mentioned him de-stressing
I
through
did,
this
Joan, yes, thank you.
process. Did that then relieve you to some degree, thinking that this was over?
What was over?
His anger?
Member chat for you, Nicholas.
Yeah. Amy, Ohio, member for 3 months. It is synonymous, though. Well, there's an argument against pledge and actual pay being synonymous.
I feel like there's a whole case that you might be able to watch. It talks a lot about that.
Sure.
Yes. I was very relieved.
I don't think the jury bought that argument.
I felt like we avoided catastrophe.
Catastrophe being what?
Just it leading to another fight.
So your mindset on June 4th, 2008 was anything to avoid a fight. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, in that moment, yes.
You weren't able to avoid a fight the rest of that day, were you? Is that a yes or a no?
No. I mean, no, I was not able to avoid it.
Okay. After he ejaculates on your back, apart from feeling relieved, do you feel used, humiliated?
I felt a little bit used when he said, go clean yourself up.
And I'm not taking you to Mexico.
I didn't really dwell on that very much.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick is smoking.
What
me
did
on
you
legs.
do after that?
56.
I stayed in the bathroom
40.
for a few minutes. He was still in his office doing whatever he was doing.
The bathroom, just to clarify, we talked earlier in this trial, there was a bathroom upstairs. Did he have more than one bathroom?
There were 3 bathrooms in the house.
Yeah, I don't think her attorney helped.
Which bathroom were you
No.
in? One upstairs or one downstairs?
Downstairs, right across from his office.
Okay. When you were cleaning yourself up, could you hear him in his office, or describe for us what you?
No, I had shut the door.
What is that? Oh, someone's phone's going off in the courtroom.
I'm sorry, just
Old
to make
school
sure
ring
everybody
there.
heard this. Did you hear Mr. Alexander while he was in his office when you were in the bathroom?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't recall hearing him. I don't recall hearing him. That's what I said.
Okay.
Sorry.
When you shut the door and cleaned yourself off, was it then your plan to leave?
I was going to say goodbye to him eventually, but we were still kind of hanging out. Now that he was in a better mood, I wanted to say goodbye, like in a nice way. So I went back in.
You got to read the name aloud though.
Yep. Nailing maps to the wall since 1969. MAPS. I'm not going to say what that is. That's $50 in total. Add it up and teach the kids a math lesson. Well,
All right.
In the office, and we hung out for a few minutes, and then we decided to go upstairs and do more pictures.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Salvador wants to know if it's penis wine you're drinking.
no. This is then old hair blended whiskey. Now, if you get a straight $50, I might go for the Aran, or the Aran. I will open up the Aran. Cheers.
Cheers. Salvador, I may or may not have nicknamed a small child Chulipa Batman.
Hey, Pranav.
This
Good to see
desk,
you.
moments before you cleaned yourself up and you went back in the office to talk to him, he had just bent you over the desk and ejaculated on your back. I haven't finished my question.
May continue.
Were you angry when he did that?
No.
At this point in time, were you angry?
No, I wasn't angry.
So he forcefully bent her over
Your
a
hope,
desk.
you said earlier that you
She wasn't angry.
wanted
Nope.
wanted the visit to end on a positive note, right?
That didn't really
And this
work
is
out for
what
you. Oh, so
She
okay,
was
wait.
not. She was not supposed to answer that she wasn't angry at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is where the attorney-client relationship, the breakdown between these two, they did not like each other. This is where it goes bad. But there was actually an objection to leading on this one.
positive note, right?
Yes.
Leading.
And this is what you,
Sustained.
when you went back into the office to talk to him, was it your desire to end this trip on a happy note?
Approach, please.
Ooh, little sidebar.
Mhm. Yeah. So now prosecution knows that she is going into the actual stabby shooty part,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want the attorney to lead her.
Yeah.
After
It's the
this,
important stuff.
Yeah. He doesn't care about the other thing. This is the part he does not want the attorney to lead her.
Yeah, Matt, he said he objected on two grounds. One, asked an answer, and the other one was leading. So on both of those last two objections, there were double objections twice over.
so-called sex took place and you cleaned yourself up.
Restate your question.
After he bends you over the desk and ejaculates on your back, you're still looking to end this trip on a good note, right?
Of course.
Right after he did that, asked and answered.
Just clarify your question.
After he bends you over,
It's a hard question.
ejaculates on your back, you go to the bathroom to clean up.
Oh, Jesus Christ, lawyer.
You're still looking for a way to end the trip on a good note, aren't you?
Leading?
Yeah, that was so much leading.
Yeah.
Sustained.
Are you looking for a way to
What are
end
you
this
looking
trip on a
for?
positive
What are you
note
looking for?
despite
What are you looking
all of
for?
what you just put you through?
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. What
He's
did
asked
you mean?
it 5 times. He's tried to lead her.
Yeah.
Now just ask, what were you looking to do? And she knows
Yeah.
the freaking answer because you just
Mhm.
said it 5 times.
Yeah. And here, the lawyer can't change gear because she more or less said openly, nothing of that what just was going on was against her will.
I'm wondering
And,
if he
yeah.
thinks she's going to answer something different.
Yeah. I think they have been through this and she said something Now he's asking questions based on that, and she's answering differently because everything she's described so far is consensual. But he says, after all he put you through, what consensual sex? I mean,
I'm not going to put the blame on the attorney entirely. He doesn't like this client. He can't work with her. I feel like she's kind of a Sarah Boone-ish, and like nobody's going to have a good relationship with her.
Yeah,
but
and he did try to be removed from the case, and
he
wasn't
did.
allowed.
Yes.
Sustained.
What are you hoping
it's
to
a
accomplish by going in the office after he's done this to you?
I wanted us to part ways on a positive note.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Did that happen?
What did that mean
He
to you?
fed her the answer 5 times, and then
It meant him leaving not angry and me leaving not crying.
You know, I guarantee he still has the pictures
crying?
of Jody on his phone.
No, not at that point in the day.
When you went back into the office to talk to him, was he angry?
He was a lot calmer. He wasn't angry anymore.
Did you leave then?
No.
Why not?
We decided to go upstairs and take pictures, more pictures.
You say, we decided. How did that come to pass? Was that something he wanted to do or something you wanted to do?
It's something that goes back several months.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Well, the Cancun trip was announced in 2007, I think right before I broke up with him. And so he assumed he was going to win this trip. And so he was getting in shape. He had bought this thing around Christmas time called Body Bug, where he measured all his calories and all the calories he took in and all the calories he burned, so that it was just simple plus and minus math so that he could lose weight. And then I think it was in February or March.
I don't. Well, because so it's necessary because this is the real reason why she stabbied him, and it's stuck in her head, and she needs to talk about it. But also, I put a poll up: who is worse, Amber, Jody, or is it too close to tell?
Oh, I did too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That he received.
This wasn't planned.
He received confirmation that he was going to Cancun, and so he beefed up his workout even more so that he could shed a few more pounds. The prior summer, he was almost 240, and so he had lost a lot of weight. And he was down to
Anthony.
A little over
She
200.
got off,
and most of it, he had gotten a lot of muscle and lost a lot of body fat. So he was very proud of his shape. His goal was to have a 6-pack. He wasn't quite there, but he was close. And when he got to that point, he wanted photos taken of what he had accomplished. So since Cancun was very close, he had almost completely sculpted his body the way he wanted it. It wasn't quite to where he would have preferred, but it was very close.
Well, let me interrupt you for a minute, because you said a couple things of note. You said the Cancun trip was announced in 2007?
Yes, in June 2007.
Okay. Were you ever scheduled to accompany him on this trip to Cancun?
No.
When you drove from Pasadena to Mesa to Mr. Alexander's home, were you under the impression, did you know whom he was going with?
I also have a 6-pack.
I was
it's in the
under
fridge.
the impression that he was taking his friend's babysitter. He owed them $2,000, a couple thousand. And they said, if you take our babysitter, we'll call the debt even if you give the ticket to her. That's what he told me.
So there was no inclination on your part or desire or expectation or hope that you were going to go to Cancun with him in June of 2008?
No.
Okay.
Never.
You mentioned he wore a body bug. You talked about the things that
Did you say
it measured and that sort of thing and why he did it. But physically, where did he wear it?
On his upper arm. I
Okay.
don't remember which side.
And you saw him wear this on several occasions?
Almost all the time.
Okay. Going back to what has been marked Exhibit 167. Ms. Arias, you mentioned that he wore this body bug on his upper arm. This gray object we see here, is that his
That
body
was a
bug?
body
Yes.
bug.
And you mentioned that
It looks like Brandon has
There had been
reached
some
the daily limit
discussion
for super chats. So
about
somebody needs to
photographing him before his
where he left off.
Yeah. Brandon, I think that's a lie, as you said to me yesterday. I think that's a lie, sir.
trip to Cancun
But
because he
you
was.
can't expect
proud of his
Brandon
body,
to
right?
lift all the
Yes.
heavyweights.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So body bug, like it's like a Apple Watch, but for the 90s, and it, I guess tracks your calories and your walk. It's like a pedometer sort of thing, and whatever. Calorie management
And
system.
as far as engaging in this particular session or photo session that day, whose suggestion was it that this take place?
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
think
I
I
could
threw
check
it
it
out there
out.
that day. It's something he had been wanting to do,
Okay.
but
Was this a peace offering of sorts on your part? Why did you offer him this opportunity?
he was proud of his body and I just wanted to do something else that would make him happy.
Was this with the goal in mind of ending on a positive note?
Yeah, he didn't get the pictures he wanted, so I offered to do that. I was going to do it anyway, or he was going to at one point. It was going to happen. He wanted
I
those
read
photos, so I
here
just
that
suggested we could do
YouTube,
it right now. It was late in the day.
What's that?
YouTube has a spending cap for a single user at $500 a day or $2,000 per week.
Oh,
And if you have multiple accounts, well, that goes up. And I saw Brandon on Jeff's stream yesterday, and yeah, I could believe that he reached his limits.
well, you know, Cash App doesn't have a similar limit, so
Yeah.
feel free to Cash App me, Brandon, or Nicholas.
Let me check my PayPal. Nope.
I wasn't going to make it to Lake Powell before sunset, so that was out of the trip. So I figured I have time now, technically. I don't have to make it to Lake Powell before sunset. So I have time.
What do you mean he didn't get the pictures that he wanted? You said he didn't get the pictures. What do you mean?
From the CDs.
Oh. So these pictures you were going to take of him because he was proud of his body, where were these pictures to be taken?
We were going to take them in the bedroom, but we decided to do it in the shower.
What?
And were these to be taken
I
his
don't
camera?
believe that at all.
Decided to take the pictures in the shower, but not all the pictures of Jody are in the shower. Some of them are on the bed. Some of them of Travis are on the bed.
Yeah. And I think that, just my opinion, that none of the pictures in the shower, I don't think Travis knew until she started. to
Oh,
take
these
the
are
pictures.
definitely for Jody, but I don't think they were. I think they were supposed to be sexy time pictures, and she came in all giggly. Ooh, let me take pictures of you.
Mm.
And then he was like, "Okay, but you got to leave. This is like done with." I think he probably had a sobering realization that he shouldn't have invited her in or allowed her in or done anything with her. But and then told her as such. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this testimony is not going the way they planned. No, it's not.
No, no,
Or your
no, way,
camera.
not even close.
My camera had just been packed, so we decided to use his camera. That way he could keep the photos and didn't have to worry about me waiting for me to give them to him.
The camera that was never found.
Yeah, that's
And
essentially what I
you
wanted to say
mentioned
without saying it
earlier
on stream.
in the day, or you meant just a few minutes ago, really, you mentioned that he had 3 bathrooms. I just want to make sure we're clear. The shower that we're talking about, where these pictures were to take place, where was that shower located?
In the master bathroom.
This might be a good time, Judge, to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Are we done for the day?
10:30 tomorrow morning, so be here by 10:25.
We need to get to
Have a
day
nice
20.
evening, or excused.
Yeah.
We can't leave the our viewers hanging one more time for the stabby.
No, we need to get there. All right. Let's go down. Again, we are doing Vielhammer Media. So guys, check out his channel. It is linked in the description below. And here's this little intro.
Yeah, everybody subscribe to Vielhammer Media.
Mm-hmm. He did great work with the audio on this.
Yeah.
Please be
This
seated.
gentleman right
Show
here
the
with the
presence
wonderful
of the jury,
comments.
The defendant and
Yep.
all counsel. Ms. Arias, you are still under oath. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we're now on the day 20. Oh, let me get my closed captioning up.
Morning, Ms. Harris.
Good morning.
He called her Miss Harris, according to closed captioning.
Yesterday, when we ended, we were at the point in time on June 4th, late afternoon.
He's in the
early
shower,
evening
stabby,
hours, when we
stabby.
were about ready to depart. You were telling us before you departed, you were going to, or you and Mr. Alexander had decided to engage in this photo shoot, we called it, right?
Yes.
And this was to take place in his bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why was the shower area selected?
It was selected for the water. We were going for a certain effect with the pictures and the water.
Okay.
Did she get that effect?
When you were in the bathroom, took these pictures with Mr. Alexander's camera you were telling us yesterday, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And where was your, refresh our memory, where was your luggage and your items, your personal items when you were doing this photo shoot?
Well, I think my camera had been put away. I didn't really even bring it out for that part of the trip. So I don't recall specifically, but I think most of my stuff was in the car at that point, maybe except my purse.
When you're in the bathroom,
So I had a third option on my poll, by the way, which is clearly winning, which is too close to tell between Amber Heard and Jodi Arias. Who is worse?
do you have a gun with you?
No,
Were you holding on to a knife?
no.
Okay.
Did you stab him then?
So we saw the pictures of him in the shower. Tell us what happens once he gets in the shower.
Oh, Jesus Christ, lawyer.
I'm taking pictures of him.
Ask
We were trying
someone
out different
with
poses.
a color palette how to dress.
We were
Are you
kind
communicating? Is it
yeah, we were kind of
friendly?
laughing.
okay?
It was, I don't know, it was a little weird because the background wasn't that great, but the water was okay. And we were trying out different poses, and then we were checking the photos and deleting them, and then taking a few more and checking them and going through them and deleting them. And at one point,
I
he
gotta
was
see him.
sitting,
I didn't look.
and I was taking pictures. I was probably a few feet from the shower so that the water didn't get on the camera. And I was showing him the photos, and we were deleting some. And at one point, when I went to delete the photos, as I moved the camera, it slipped out of my hand. And it didn't like fall right away. I kind of caught it, and then I caught it like a football, like it bounced, and I almost caught it. But it did catch it, and it landed on the mat, and then it rolled onto the tile. And
And where were you when this took place relative to the shower?
I was crouched by the shower. I
This
might have
is
been
supposed to be
on the
her
mat or
camera.
on the
Why
edge
would
of
he
the mat.
care?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens after you drop the camera?
At that point, Travis flipped out again, and he stood up and he stepped out of the shower and he picked me up. I was crouching, but he lifted me up as he was screaming that I was a stupid idiot. And he body slammed me again on the tile. He told me that 5-year-old can hold a camera better than I can.
Well, you might not be wrong.
He was, as he was screaming at me, there was spit coming out, or maybe it was water, but I was getting wet. And when I hit the tile, I rolled over on the side and started running down the hallway. And I don't know why I didn't run out of the room. I ran into the closet because the door was open, was my thought. The last time I ran down the hallway, he caught me before I got to the door. And that was another incident in the summer. So I guess I went into the closet. And
What do you mean? Let's talk about that. What do you mean this summer?
Jody was in the
What incident
closet.
were you referring to?
there was an incident where he was really upset. The whole incident?
Oh, yeah, what happened?
Oh, she needs to sit for that
The
one.
previous summer in August 2007.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I
we're
paid
doing a
James.
flashback. This is like a horrible B movie when you're like just getting to the juicy scenes and then they go to a flashback. You're like, no, I wanted to see what was coming up.
Work, and they needed my social security card, which I didn't keep in my purse because for security reasons, it was packed away. And I was looking everywhere for it, couldn't find it. So I assumed it was in one of the boxes that were in Travis's garage. So I called him. I needed the card for the next day for work. After I'd been looking for it, I wanted to come over and look for it there. He said, sure. It was a brief phone call. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And he sounded sleepy, so I thought maybe he was sleeping. I came over. I went into the side, of course, to go into the garage to look for the box. But this time, instead of going into the garage, the door was locked, which was unusual because it's almost always open. So I think no big deal. I start walking around the back of the house toward the sliding glass door, which is never locked because he had installed a doggy door. So the sliding glass door butts up to it, but it doesn't lock. So as I was walking around the house, the blinds to the living room were open and I could see this blue glow coming out of the window from the TV. And I was walking toward the glass and I glanced in and I noticed two people making out on the couch. And
That's where we're going. 199 super chat from John Gordon. Say it with me, Dave. I doubt it.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
stopped
Thank
for a
you
second
for the
because I thought that
199
was
super
awkward.
chat.
And I assumed it was one of his roommates. So I thought, how would I
Just-
handle that?
Travis
You know,
couldn't
I thought,
possibly.
maybe I'll just walk in real quick and say sorry, and just because I would have to walk past them to get to the garage.
Gigi showed
Because I
up
don't-
in my chat. Hi, Gigi. Get well soon.
Hey, Gigi. I'm not seeing her, but hey, I saw her the other day. I saw her yesterday, I think, in a chat.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't know if you had anything else to say. I was going to talk about
No,
Jody's-
just Gigi, your health is more important. You don't have to do anything on Twitter, anything on YouTube, anything on my social medias. Get rest, get better, get well, please. And everybody,
Yes.
send your love and thoughts towards Gigi because she needs it.
I'm pressing X on my controller. Okay, so why is she outside the house thinking Travis is making out with somebody? No, it's got to be the roommate. It couldn't be Travis, but she's still going to go in. She wasn't invited. She's actually kind of stalking. She wasn't invited over.
Couch. They were on the couch. So
He
I
got
decided I
mad
would
at
do
me
that.
because I was
And then
stalking him.
As I was going toward the
Walked into his house
glass,
through the
she
doggy
stood
door.
up and she rehooked her bra, and the guy stood up wiping his mouth, and I saw it was Travis. So we weren't together at this point, and I knew that there were other people that he was seeing or that I was maybe seeing, but it kind of still hurt. So I ran. I didn't go get my social security card. I just left, and I went home, and it was too late to call anybody really. So I just waited till the next day to call my sister, my little sister, but she wasn't home. She lived with my parents at that time. My dad answered, and I told him what happened because he was somebody to talk to. I didn't confide in him often, and he was asking me why I was crying. And so I just told him what happened. And so at that point, I decided I'm just going to go over there and ask him if he's dating someone, that way I can move on or something. So I went over to his house, and I went into the house, and he was in the laundry room stenciling stripes down the walls, getting ready to paint them. And I hopped up on the washing machine and sat there, and he came down on the ladder and he gave me a kiss. And I just said it flat out. I said, if you're dating someone, it's okay, you can tell me. And I told him, based on what he had said about Deanna in the past, I said, I won't freak out the way Deanna does, because he had said that about her. And he just thought that was a strange question. And he said, why are you asking me that?
How does this, without saying what was said, you mentioned that this correlated to the incident on June 4th. Were you in
Yeah,
the upstairs
her
area with
demeanor.
Travis after this argument?
Well, it is a new day too, right? She hasn't
Yeah.
been on the stand for 8 hours. This is fresh. She's just coming to the stand too.
Yeah,
So you got to take that into consideration as well, I think.
yeah.
Argument about seeing him with another girl.
Yeah, he just let out a real frustrated scream, and he walked out of the laundry room and palmed the wall really hard with his palm. I mean, not the wall, the door frame of the laundry room, and just went upstairs, and I sat there kind of stunned. I'd only seen his temper a few times at that point. And I heard this thud, this banging, like rhythmic over and over and over, like just it was dull, and something was like hitting something over and over and over. So I jumped off the washing machine to see what it was, because he was the only one home. So I went upstairs, went into the bedroom. It was getting louder as I got toward the bedroom. And then I turned to look down the hallway, and he's banging his head repeatedly on the linen door closet. And it was awful to watch him do that. And I walked up to him sort of tentatively, because he looked unstable. And he was mumbling something under his breath, and he kept saying,
Okay, just you mentioned, did you have to run away from him that day?
I finally said his name to get his attention, and he screamed "what" really loud. And
I
he
think the
started
lawyer
looking
and
at me
Jody
like
had an
and
interesting talk
freaked me out, so
after
I ran down the
yesterday's
hall.
testimony.
thinking I was just
They might have. There was some issues with her having a place to converse with her attorney too. I remember earlier in the trial.
Mm.
But in theory, he shouldn't be talking to her about her testimony going forward
Yeah.
because she's on the stand. But attorneys and clients do still talk. He just can't really guide her. You should answer like this or answer like that. Time for that is done.
Yeah. If anything, he could have said, please just answer my questions as I ask them.
Yes, please. Just the ones I asked, just answer them.
Yeah.
get out of the bedroom.
Don't
But he
fight
caught me
me.
right as I reached the threshold of the bedroom. Right when I reached the carpet, he caught my wrist and pulled me back. And I was freaking out. Then he calmed down, and he explained to me that she was just a girl that he met in Phoenix, and they probably wouldn't see each other again.
Okay. Moving back to June 4th, before we continue on the story, I want to talk to you about a couple of exhibits. The first being Exhibit 160. You see that? You look at that? Was that a picture that you intentionally took?
No, it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
It got really good.
Looking at Exhibit 161. Was this a picture you intentionally took?
No, that I didn't take that one.
Show us all the pictures she unintentionally took.
Show
you
it.
Exhibit number
Show it.
159.
Show it.
To your recollection, is that the last picture you intentionally took of Travis Alexander?
I think,
I took it into
I know earlier you said that he looked surprised or something like that. I think he was trying to look smexy for her, and this was the theme they were going with.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the first picture in the series.
No, it wasn't the first. It was the last one before the unintentional.
Stabby.
Yeah, and then there's a picture of her foot, and then there's a picture of his leg in the shower and things like that. The unintentional ones. I think that's the last one of him alive
intentionally. I
in
don't
the
know what order
series,
they
in the
were
row, or in order.
Young audio drop? What's an audio drop?
When he slammed you down onto the ground,
I don't know.
Nick's
what's an audio
saying show
drop?
it. Oh, when you said show it, show it. from like the pictures, show the pictures. She wants to clip it and make it into an audio drop. That's what she's talking
Oh, crap.
about.
After you drop the camera, how do you feel?
I was scared. I was thinking crap because it's everything that I was trying to avoid downstairs when he started getting mad. I was doing everything I could to avoid that, and I still didn't.
Why don't you
avoid it.
just
I
take
still
off your
screwed it
clothes
up.
and hop in the shower, ma'am?
Now he's pissed again. So he's freaking out. I'm freaking out. I rolled, like I said, I rolled off to my left and began to run down the hallway, and I could hear him follow. I mean, I could hear his footsteps chasing me.
Were you scared when he was chasing you?
Yeah, I didn't want him to grab me again.
What were you scared that he would do?
Who knows? At that point, he had already almost killed me. I wasn't thinking when he almost killed me before that.
Who
I was gonna
knows
possibly
is
die. I was
not-
just thinking I couldn't breathe.
Okay, so if your defense is self-defense, right? You can't just
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I don't know what he was going to do. He might have petted me, or he
Mhm.
might have killed me." I mean, there's a big difference between those two,
He,
right?
he might as well put a foot in your arse on your way out and helped you outside. I mean, that's
if
a
you're
bad
claiming
answer.
self-defense, you have to be specifically concerned about your great bodily harm or your life, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know isn't probably not the best thing to say.
No air. That's all I could think of before I passed out. But it was later on that I realized that I could have died if he just held on to my neck a little longer. So I didn't want that to happen, obviously. So I ran into the closet and I slammed the door. And I
Oh, it's
intended
Aries'
to
birthday?
run through the opposite
Hold on.
end
No, it's not.
of the door
Is it?
because it has
Oh.
another exit.
There's
And-
for some reason there's a running joke that it was Arias' birthday today, and apparently it's not. And now everyone's saying happy birthday to everybody.
As soon as I got in there,
It's
and began
led
to
by
run, I
Bobby.
remembered where he kept the gun.
Bobby
so I
has
grabbed
started
it,
this for some
jumped
reason,
up on the shelf,
but it's a lot of
on the
fun.
very top.
It's everybody's
I grabbed
birthday.
it, and then I
Everybody's
ran out the
birthday.
other door as he was opening the door, and he ran, chasing me. And I turned around and pointed it at him so that he would stop chasing me.
Okay, wait, hang on. We were talking a little bit about birthdays. This is important. So she says
Oh.
she's running away with the gun and he's chasing her and she pointed it at him. Mind you, the medical examiner said that there's no way he could have been shot first and then stabbed because the way he was shot and the way he was stabbed, he could have lived for a bit after being stabbed, but not after the shot. He would have been down and out.
Now, there were some issues around in what he actually told the lead detective and everything.
Well, the
But
lead
when it
detective, the lead detective testified that he was shot first during the grand
Yeah.
jury, and that was the big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if she here says, I shot him in the head first, and the entering frontal lobe, destroying everything on the way down, I mean, yeah, that would have been a drop down, take a few breaths, and then gone.
Yes.
It doesn't add up.
To happen, obviously. So I ran into the closet and I slammed the door, and I intended to run through the opposite end of the door because it has another exit. And as soon as I got in there and began to run, I remembered where he kept a gun. So I grabbed it. I jumped up on the shelf, kept it on the very top. I grabbed it. And then I ran out the other door as he was opening the door. And he ran, chasing me. And I turned around and pointed it at him so that he would stop chasing me.
Jody,
Yeah,
want to
doesn't
show you
add
what's
up.
been marked as exhibit number
Doesn't add up
70.
because you don't shoot in the head in that angle
Do you
if he's still
recognize that
standing up.
area?
Yeah, it makes more
Yes.
sense that
What is that?
he was kind of on top of
It's closet.
her or whatever, and she
Yeah.
shot.
You
from the
said
side.
that you grabbed the gun from the closet. Can you point to us where the gun was?
It's not shown in this picture, but it's up the very top of the shelf, like right here.
Okay,
But it's above that.
let me show you then what's been entered as exhibit 69.
That's
Does
a
this show
poor
the area
choice.
from which you grabbed the gun?
Yes,
Could you point to that for us, Jody?
it was up here in the corner, kind of up, right up there.
Okay. You
That's a
told us
weird place to
that
have a gun.
you knew the gun was there. How did you know that?
I had known he had it. I found it one day when he used to give me projects when I would clean. Sometimes it was the floorboards, sometimes it was light fixtures.
You know,
And this
Nick,
day it
you
was the
have
closet shelves. I'd pull
69
everything off the
likes.
shelves and dust it all. So I got onto the top shelf. There was
I approve.
in that picture, but there's also a seat. So I moved the seat around to stand on it to get up there, and it was up there.
Okay. So you were told us that you grabbed the gun and got out through the closet, correct?
Yes.
I want to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 162. Jody, how do we look at that picture, please?
Okay.
How do we get to that point in time?
We covered this
What?
in a stream.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. But so there's an enhanced version of this photo.
Yeah.
And what you're looking at right here is this right here. If you guys can see my cursor, that is Travis's bloody shoulder. And this is a foot right here with a sock on it. And then these are a particular type of track pants with a vertical stripe here. And then there's a better photo. You could actually see a zipper on the back of the pants. And Jody said in her interrogation, I think that's the one, the day that we did the interrogation, we stopped and we watched this other video on this, that she has pants like that was look like hers, but those aren't hers because she wasn't wearing them that day or something.
Those she said, I have the same pants, but those are not mine.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. So this is like blood running down. There's a better, clearer picture that's not contained in the trial footage of all of this, but it's clearly blood-soaked Travis being drugged down the hallway. And there's more, you can see more tiles and stuff in this other photo. So you can identify where it's at.
You see drawers and a picture, and you can clearly see this is somebody, apparently her, dragging Travis' body down the hallway.
So this is when I say she took pictures during the act. And this was like taken upside down. So it looked like the camera fell and hit the shutter button and took this picture.
What happened between the time you grabbed the gun?
I don't know how that picture was taken.
I'm not asking you how the picture was taken. I'm asking you what happened at that in between the time you grabbed the gun and what we see.
Is that you dragging Travis's body, ma'am?
Dragging him back to the shower, trying to clean up the crime scene.
I grabbed the gun. I ran out of the closet.
Ew, she had a snot bubble.
I turned around and we were in the middle of the bathroom. I pointed it at him with both of my hands. I thought that would stop him. If someone were pointing a gun at me, I would stop. But he just kept running. He got like a linebacker. He got kind of low and grabbed my waist. But before he did that, as he was lunging at me, the gun went off. I didn't mean to shoot him or anything. I didn't even think I was holding the trigger. I just was pointing it at him. And I didn't even know that I shot him. It just went off and he lunged at me and we fell really hard against the tile toward the other wall, like kind of near the scales or whatever those things are. So at this point, I didn't even know that if he had been shot. I didn't see anything different. We were struggling and wrestling, and he's a wrestler. He had wrestled in high school and he was getting on top of me. And I didn't want him to get on top of me because when he had done that in the past, I can't get out of those holds that he gets. So he's grabbing at my clothes and I got up and he's just screaming angry. And
you can't accidentally defend yourself. I mean, I guess you can, but not in a legal sense. It doesn't make sense legally that you accidentally defend yourself.
And here's the thing. If he is amateur wrestling with that much experience, if he wanted to, she would not have moved and the gun would have been out of her hands in milliseconds. So this is BS. And this is the first time we're hearing about him putting grips on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she probably doesn't know because he probably never did it. Because a wrestler's holds, you're gone.
Yeah. She talked a lot about the wrestling and the boxing and the whatever. I don't know. I don't believe any of her story.
Before he lunged at you, was he yelling at you and threatening you? To your recollection?
He was chasing me and he was pissed off.
Okay. Do you remember him yelling or saying anything?
He was calling me names because I dropped his camera.
Okay. Do you remember what those were?
Well, I remember him calling me a fucking idiot. And I remember him telling me that a 5-year-old can hold a camera better than me.
Well, yeah, already repeated that.
Do you remember saying anything to him as he lunged at you?
I'll shoot you, bitch.
Was crying and running, and I pointed it at him, assuming that he would get the idea that to stop. He wouldn't stop.
What do you mean he wouldn't stop?
How do you hold a Jody Arias?
Well, after the gun went off, I thought, crap, because now he's really going to be pissed. I didn't know that I shot him. I thought I shot a hole in the wall or something, and I'm thinking he's really going to be pissed at me now. So now he's...
Yeah, that's why I thought this was her camera too.
Yeah,
Like everyone's been saying this is her camera. She's the only one that's saying it was his camera.
yeah. That's the. I don't think this is the prosecution, but nobody has said anything about whose camera it is. But she's alternating between my camera, his camera. Because earlier she said she took pictures with her camera because he had a video thingy.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't believe her story, whether
okay,
it's his camera or hers.
Okay, it was his, says Farrell, and I believe Farrell, even though she is in the wrong chat.
He's telling me he's going to kill me. And
Oh,
I
roommate
think
talked about it. Okay, I believe her.
after he said that,
I'll defer to
he had
Farrell.
almost killed me before.
Yep.
And what?
There's a lot of that day that I don't remember.
Okay.
There are a lot of gaps.
Really?
remember
You remembered a
poses
lot
the
of it
pictures. I
in
remember
your
them now that I've
interviews.
seen the pictures, but I didn't remember them until I saw them. I remember taking pictures. I just don't remember the pictures themselves, even though we looked at them. And now I see them. I remember them.
Well, let me ask you this, getting us back to that moment in time, not the poses, anything else. You've told us that he said, kill you, bitch, and you were underneath him trying to get away.
He said that right after I broke away from him.
Okay, right after you broke away from him. Once you broke away from him,
If
What
he
do you
had you
remember?
in a hold, you can't break away from him.
Almost nothing.
This
for
is
a
so
long time.
stupid.
There are some
Yeah.
things that have come back over years. But nothing, I don't know if those are things that I'm thinking of from before, or if it's that day. It's confusing. There is like a huge gap. Like, I don't know if I blacked out or what. There's a huge gap. And the most clear memory that
How
I have
convenient.
after that point is driving in the desert. But there are certain.
Yeah.
That's why
things
she
that
originally
have
said she
come back,
wasn't
like
there. She
pictures
couldn't
in my
remember.
mind that have come back since then.
Yeah. And then
well, let me
she
ask
was
you
there,
this.
and then the ninjas.
Do
Yeah.
you remember stabbing Travis Alexander?
I have no memory of stabbing him.
Do you remember, as we see here in Exhibit 162, do you remember dragging him across the floor?
Oh. I just remember trying to get away from him.
Showing you Exhibit 73. Do you remember placing him in the shower?
I'm sorry, that's no.
Look at it, woman. The roommate
told
placed
us-
him in the shower.
That after running away from him, you don't have any clear memories of what happened after that until hours later, right?
I have a few memories, but nothing super clear.
Okay, tell us about those memories.
I have a vague memory of putting the knife in the dishwasher, but I put the knife in the dishwasher before, so I'm pretty sure it was that day.
Do you know where you got the knife from?
It was upstairs.
Okay. Are you assuming that, or do you remember that?
I'm assuming that. I hadn't been moving since he cut the rope.
What's that?
I don't think it had been touched by either of us since he used it to cut the rope.
That's a weird
What else
statement.
do you remember from
She's a
after the
certified
time
bimbo.
that you crawled out from underneath him?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the rope that he used to tie her up for their smexy time,
Yeah.
because that was like the day before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Oh no,
remember-
that was earlier that morning. Yeah, he woke up at like noon, 1 o'clock, and then they had their smexy time where he used the rope. So that was like a couple hours before.
I was in the bathroom. I remember dropping the knife and it clanged to the tile. It made a big noise. And I just remember screaming. I don't remember anything after that. Not immediately.
Do you remember where he was when you were screaming?
I think he was next to me on the floor. I don't know.
Do you know where you were?
I was in the bathroom.
What else do you remember?
Not much.
Does not much mean nothing?
I remember more the feeling of that time, not pictures and things that I can bring back.
I believe that's true. I remember the
Tell us
feeling.
about the feeling.
I feel like
It was like mortal terror. It was like
I believe she had
I
that
pissed him off the worst I'd ever seen him pissed off.
after
And
the
then-
stabby part.
I tried to
Yeah.
stop him and then I pissed him off even more. And I thought, shit, I'd really, really pissed him off.
Oh, she swore.
And
She's potty
He was
words.
angry at me and he wasn't going to stop.
What do you mean by he wasn't going to stop?
He wasn't going to stop. He wasn't stopping. He was,
When you say he wasn't going to stop, did you fear that he was going to kill you?
for sure, when he said kill you, yes. He'd almost killed me before and now he was saying he was going to.
So when he said that to you, you believed him because of past incidents.
So I read the book that the prosecutor wrote. There's a lot of interviews with the mother, Jody's mother,
Mhm.
in there, and I was just looking at her picture right there. I have a feeling Jody's mother believes she's lying at this stage right now, listening to this
Yeah.
testimony.
But her mother saw the police interviews. She was in court.
Well, yeah, but I mean, her interviews took place before Jody was even like charged.
Oh,
And she was talking about, like Jody was always the problem child. She was always lying and exaggerating the truth, and we didn't really know what was going on. And so I think this mother's natural instinct is to not believe her daughter, and I think she's not believing her daughter right now.
yeah.
Said that to you, you believed him because of past incidents. Why did you believe him when he said, kill you, bitch?
No,
He'd never said that before.
that's not Travis's mother. That is Jody's mother and Jody's aunt that were sitting there together.
And he'd taken me almost to that point without that threat. And now he was clearly making that threat.
Yeah, her mom knows what's up, Stray.
Mm.
You told us your last memory in Travis's bathroom was sitting on the bathroom floor screaming.
I don't know if I was sitting or what. I just remember dropping it.
Okay. Dropping the knife?
Yes. I remember what was going through my head. I don't remember anything else.
I'm not saying the mother doesn't trying to defend her or taking her side in all this. I'm just saying based off of her statements when when mother was talking about Jody's childhood and Jody as a child and growing up and even a few years before Travis came along, they had a lot of problems with Jody essentially lying and that's what I'm basing it off of. If you've got that kind of experience with your child,
That I just couldn't believe what had happened, that I couldn't take anything back, what had just happened. And it was like, I couldn't rewind the clock.
Did you realize all that had happened?
I don't know about all, but I just remember dropping the knife and being very freaked out and screaming.
After
Yeah, a
remembering
lot
that
of things.
feeling,
If she didn't shoot him, I think she was concerned because he wasn't really dying. He was probably making those death sounds, and she wanted to try to stop it because she was freaking out, and that's why she shot him. I think she just went into panic mode. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's why she left the camera. You know, she thought about it. She brought tools to do it, but then when it really happened, she freaked out.
Yeah. Everything she's done in her life, nothing compares to what she did there. And nothing can really prepare you for how much blood is in a human body.
Mm-hmm. And just to compare that to Zachary Anderson's alleged the murder scene there, or whatever.
Yeah. The
Up in the
prosecution
mountain.
more or less alleged
After.
that Zachariah Anderson did more or less the same thing as Jody Arias did. And just compare the amount of blood everywhere.
So the defense's position is that she shot first and then stabbed later, but now she's testifying that she had the gun, she shot, and she doesn't remember anything else. So presumably the stabbies came after. I don't know. Her testimony's not helping her.
and some of the other memories you've shared with us, what is the next point in time for which you have a memory?
From which that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember driving. I thought I was driving west because I remember the sun was in my eyes for a while. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have my GPS anymore. I hit a lot of stoplights, so I don't know that I was on a freeway. I hit a lot of stoplights. And then eventually I was in the desert. I don't know where. It got dark.
Well, yeah, that was part of the defense's or the state's
So you don't remember
evidence as well.
really even driving, other than what you told us?
Well, that was the first more or less clear memory after.
Okay. Did you have thoughts about what happened?
Yes.
At that point in time, when you were pulling away and driving away, did you have the gun with you?
I don't remember bringing the gun with me, but I remember throwing it
Throwing it where?
in the desert.
Okay. What about?
I bet she still thinks of that today.
the
Oh,
rope
yeah.
you tied
Oh,
you
yeah.
up with? Did you take that with you?
Yes.
And do you remember what you did with that?
Eventually it went into a dumpster.
Where?
It was behind a gas station. I think it was somewhere after St. George. I don't remember.
Jessica,
It was getting light out, wherever I was parked at that point.
I do actually have a stream on that. My Father's Day stream covers the Menendez in the whole new recent stuff with the father.
Yeah. I have too much with the Young Thug trial that might start in a few weeks. So I can't really take on more than I already have on my plate.
Yeah. I don't know how well my stream is, Jessica, because I didn't cover the case much, but we did talk about the new allegations.
Oh, and regarding the Young Thug RICO trial, I got in contact with a Georgia-based lawyer. She is the lead attorney's co-host, and she started her own channel.
Oh, AV.
So yeah, so
Awesome.
we might do something there
AV is
leading
awesome.
up to. Yeah, she's awesome. So we might do something there leading up to the trial. So we are in talks.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to go
But
just a
it's-
few more minutes, people, because we're
Yeah.
getting on to 2 hours here.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Let me ask you this. When you were driving,
Yeah, I've watched some of it. I saw the
Was
one
there
brother's
blood on
testimony
you?
the other day.
Yes. There was, when I finally came to, I saw there was blood on my hands. And I didn't have my shoes. I didn't know where my shoes were. I was in the middle of nowhere, so I pulled over. And I got out of my car. I was really thirsty. So I had a case of water from Costco in the trunk. So I got some water, a water bottle. I rinsed my hands off with it as well. I got my other shoes, I had business shoes for the prepaid thing, and I got those ones.
when you do this, you have the water,
It's
you're
raining
cleaning the
out,
blood
the
off
rain
yourself,
jacket.
and did you stop and clean yourself up before you disposed of the weapons or after you disposed of the weapons? Or was it all one stop?
Well, I don't remember what happened to the knife, so it wasn't in the car with me. The gun was when I stopped. And the rope was after that, another stop.
So she's disposing of the weapons and admitting to it. That's the one thing. They never found any of the murder weapons. I
Yeah.
think this is a good spot to stop for the day.
Yeah.
And Distant wants to know who else is streaming today. Picked up a weekend gig, driving work, need some entertainment. Well, I am streaming next. Yeah, I'm streaming next. I'm going to redirect you guys to my stream about the Turtle Boy. We're going to cover the arraignment on the Turtle Boy a bit. We're going to go through the statute that's actually involved, and we're going to take a look at some of the clips that the prosecutor specifically mentions. A little bit more than what I did on Rumble the other day after my Whitmer trial. We're going to go a little bit deeper dive into it. And then after that, I will be redirecting you all to Salvador Dali for his Mark Jensen stream, which is at 3:30. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be sending you all.
Yeah, and I will be sending you to Dave as well. I mean, after the defeats he has today over
This
the
was
likes
horrible.
and stuff, yeah.
I won it in membership, and that is all. And you dominated me on everything else. Oh,
Yeah.
so at least
Sometimes
I
you
get a
just need to
redirect.
put your foot down and show who's boss.
I guess. We're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go talk about Turtle Boy.
Yeah, but Turtle Boy is important because if you watched my streams about the Marion County Records raid, I think this should be treated just as that one. It's a clear violation of his rights as citizen journalist. Because I listened to you on the Laid Back News or Kurt when he explained that journalism is not about your education or who hired you as a journalist. It's about putting out news and opinions via media. That's the protection. If I interpreted it correctly.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the Constitution that says only businesses.
I like the way Kurt from Uncivil Law put it on Layback News. The press is literally the press. When they talk about the freedom of the press, everything incorporated in the First Amendment is your right to speech, and you have free right to the press, the little machine. Now, the press could be text messages, it could be YouTube now, but it's just the mechanism of conveying the information. But anyone who takes information and conveys it out to others is a member of the press, is media, has their personal right to free speech. And Turtle Boy's been covering the Karen Reed case, and now he's been charged with witness intimidation. 8 or 9 counts of that, plus conspiracy. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that he did and whether or not it rises to this level. Obviously, we're not going to have any answers because I don't have all the information. We're going to talk about it a little bit. And then apparently at 6 p.m. tonight, Feral Housewife is doing something. I don't know if you want to pay attention. No, but there's a link for Feral later on. And you probably, if you guys stick with this and get bounced over to me and then Salvador, you'll probably be bounced all over the place for the rest of the day. So there you can just stay here and set up your redirects distant and be taken care of.
Yeah. Your Saturday entertainment is handled. You just follow that guy. And
All right, but with that, we'll see you all. Remember, every Tuesday and Saturday at noon Eastern, 6 p.m. Swedish time, we cover Jody. And Nicholas, do you have a Sunday stream?
Yeah, on Rumble tomorrow, we have the verdict reading in the trial against what's his face? Jeez, I'm so tired. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer, yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have the verdict and sentencing.
I won't spoil it for you all.
Well, it's not a verdict as in did he commit all these murders. It is about his insanity defense. And next Sunday it is the interview with Jeffrey Dahmer's dad, and after that we might go into the Eileen Warnes trial. Hopefully I can get Steve Gosney on, because it's a Florida-based serial killer, and he knows the actors involved, the prosecution, the defense, so he can give us some insight.
Nice.
So that's what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us in chat, and we will see you shortly. I'm going to take a few minutes, and then I'll be going live with Turtle Boy. Yeah. And have a good day. Take care.
Yeah.
State of Arizona versus Jody Arias, verdict, count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder.